time for another great adventure. How are these black kites taking full advantage of that little fire? It's one of many at the moment. It's early October and I'm setting out for my second trip catching crocodiles in the Kimberley. After that, I'm going to Cape Leveque to do some underwater exploration. Make sure you watch my first crocodile trip to get all the details of the project, because this time I'm just sharing some of the highlights. In short though, we're catching and collecting data on the freshwater crocs from a couple of small Kimberley populations before the dreaded cane toads arrive, so that when they do, we have an unaffected dataset to use as a comparison with the cane toad affected crocs. This way we'll be able to determine the precise effects of the toads on our scaly friends. Here you can see our new and improved method for nabbing our targets in the main water body of Winjana Gorge. Amazing what a difference one little dinghy and a bit of rope makes. We've got an exceptionally capable team of volunteers helping out this trip. It is so good working with other people who are in the profession of working with large, potentially dangerous reptiles. Phew! Got one again like the last trip. This is the large-toothed sawfish Pristis pristis, and an incredibly special accidental capture. Would you believe you're looking at one of the planet's largest fish, growing up to 6.5 metres long? Of course, this is a juvenile. Large-toothed sawfish are what's called euryhaline, meaning they're capable of moving through a range of salinity or salt levels, all the way to fresh water. These guys spend their first 4 to 5 years in river systems like this one, before spending their mature years in coastal and marine waters. Due to overfishing and habitat destruction, these guys are critically endangered, and what's worse, we don't know how the adult population is faring. Cue the montage.
Got it.
All right.
But only for another 5 minutes.
We got a baby! Here's a comparison of the smallest and the largest crocs that we got on the trip. The smallest one there is pretty close to a hatchling in size. Back in Tunnel Creek. Here was an exciting capture. A quick note, reptiles have a very high tolerance to stress compared to other animal groups. As long as they're not harmed and promptly released right where they're found, being handled alone doesn't tend to affect them, unless of course they're already in a bad way. This is very different to say birds or mammals, which can die from the stress of being captured and handled alone. Time for the release.
Yep, all good.
Cane toads have spread at an alarming rate through northern Australian ecosystems, decimating native species in their path since their introduction in Queensland in 1935. They eat native frogs and compete for resources, and since Australia doesn't have any native toads of its own for predators to adapt to, their peculiar toxicity means that most frog-eating predators of Australia die from eating them. No species has been driven to extinction yet, but many have gone into decline where the cane toads come along, including the northern quoll and many reptiles. Different populations of freshwater crocodiles have so far reacted in various ways to the toads, but we're lacking real data. This study is a one of a kind. We got 76 crocs this time round, far more than the 34 caught last time. I'm so privileged to be part of this annual endeavour. But time to leave the crocs and move to the more recreational part of my trip.
Welcome to Cape Leveque. Well, apparently the bushland around Cape Leveque is all man's land to the Bunuba people. We don't want to disrespect that, so I'm going to have a look in the ocean instead. Let's go.
Here is the lovely blue-spotted masked ray, also known as the blue-spotted stingaree, blue-spotted stingray, blue-spot stingray, or cool stingray. Bye, buddy! Here's the Australian anemone fish. Oh, but did you see that one with the 3 bands? That's Nemo, or more technically, the clown anemone fish. But did you know, unlike Nemo, our Australian anemone fish here are actually endemic to our country, specifically the northern waters of Australia. That makes them more special in my eyes. It's great to see the 2 species sharing their protective stinging anemone homes. This is the margin butterfly fish, or the marginalis butterfly fish, or the western beaked butterfly fish, or the copperband butterfly fish, or the margin copperband, or the coral fish. Oh, check out this marine flatworm, or polyclad flatworm. This guy's hammering along. No way. This is the Porcupine Ray. It's a really cryptic species, very uncommonly seen. Do you see the spines? Almost nothing is known about them, other than that they do not have a venomous barb on the tail, unlike other members of their family. Their conservation status is horribly outdated, listed as vulnerable based on a study done in 2005. They're only known to be in decline and probably confined to a specific habitat type, so hugely at risk to habitat loss caused by climate change. That was awesome, but let's keep going. I love getting up close to corals. Would you believe each little flower thing is an individual animal called a polyp, living in a colony? That's it. The colony is what we think of as the whole coral. Here's another one. Both of these are what we call soft corals, as opposed to, well, the hard corals, which are the ones that make up coral reefs. Something crazy about these soft corals is that they have chemical secretions which stop other organisms from growing on their surfaces. Because of this, these corals have been targeted for medical research in the hope of finding substances that could help stop cancers and other diseases. Hey buddy! Ooh, here's a blue spot ribbon-tail or fantail ray. Different again to that blue spotted ray we saw earlier. See you, buddy. Here's a sea cucumber with the munchies. These guys are echinoderms, so in the same group as starfish and sea urchins. Those branchy arm things drifting over the sand are tube feet, which encircle the mouths. They're used much like an elephant's trunk, just lots of them, and with tiny particles of algae, aquatic animals, and waste materials. These guys are also known for their ability to fart their organs out at predators in self-defense. Oh my goodness, another amazing ray! This is the reticulate whip ray, also known as the honeycomb or leopard ray for their varying colour patterns. These guys, like the porcupine ray, are classified as vulnerable. Their large size and low fecundity or breeding rate, plus their preference for shallow water, means that they're more vulnerable to fishing pressures. Oh my goodness, what an amazing time that was. I can't believe all the stuff I just saw. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I haven't actually been out here before. It's amazing. Anyway, I reckon I might lie in the sun for a bit and then maybe look for some reptiles if there's time before dinner. Life is so hard right now. I mean, look at this. This stunning place. Oh, check out this dude. Hey buddy, whoa. Oh, what a beauty. This is a northern blue-tongued lizard, and isn't he amazing? Excuse my garb, by the way. Straight out of the ocean, onto land, and already I've got a reptile. Isn't he a beauty? Of our 7 different blue tongues, this is the largest, and they also have the most offspring, capable of giving birth to up to 25 in one pop.
Anyway, let's put him back. See you later, fella.
Anyway, time for dinner. Stay wild and ta-ta from Tartar Lizard.